What's up, guy? Got some more video games. If y'all want to see. First up, big bag of stuff. Mostly came from a storage unit. Let's see here. Well, you know what? Forget that. This stuff came from a little thrift shop I went to. Never been to it before. I think I paid a couple bucks a piece for these. Final Fantasy IX. And looks to be complete. Wii Sports. And yeah, no manual, but Romance of the Three Kingdoms 10. Then these came from a little animal shelter thrift store. They were, I think, a buck a piece, and it worked out great because I can't remember which one I had, but I only needed one disc for Resident Evil 2, but I found two discs, disc 1 of Resident Evil 2, and one disc 2 of Resident Evil 2. The last video I did, I had found a case for Resident Evil 2 with either disc 1 or disc 2. I hope it was disc 2, but I did not double check after I found that one. But it also had a Resident Evil 3 inside, which I also found another Resident Evil 3 disc only copy. Then I don't know if I ever showed this or not, but I had gotten this a while back at a Goodwill, just a Monster Hunter try. Then the rest of this stuff, yeah, I think the rest of this stuff came from a storage unit. Nothing super great, I don't think, but whatever. Disc only copy of NBA Live 2004. Carnival Games, Brunswick Pro Bowling for PS3, High Velocity Bowling for PS3. Sorry, this is in no particular order. Aggressive Inline for PS2, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, Air Combat, Fighting Force, Bob the Builder, Crash 2, but it actually has Crash Warped, right? Yeah, it has Crash Warped in it for some reason. Moto Racer, Spider-Man 3, Dark Summit, We Play, Madden 98, Crash Bandicoot, Legend of Dragoon with no manual, I don't know if this had a manual or not, but Battlefield 3 for 360. Some disc-only games, SSX3, SOCOM Navy SEALs, Fight Night Round 2, and Link's Crossbow Training. PGA Tour 98. Actually, I didn't check if this was this or not. Yeah, just the online startup disc for PlayStation 2. Version 4.0. A multi-tap for the PS1. A couple GBA games that came in little cases. That was Shrek, Swamp Kart Speedway, and Pokemon Emerald with kind of a messed up front label. Racing Rats for Game Boy Color. Some PlayStation and PlayStation 2 memory cards, Donkey Kong Country for Game Boy Color, a really crappy condition pink Game Boy Advance, no battery cover. There were another memory card for this one doesn't this third-party memory card for PlayStation 2. Two of these Interact Barracuda controllers for, I think, the original PlayStation. Some PSP game case with no games in it, but a 1 GB memory card. There was I don't have it over here, but there was a UMD case, like the UMD with Coyote Ugly movie in it, but they had cracked it open and put what was it? It was like a Namco Battle Collection or something like that in with it. So I don't even know if you could get that to play. I guess you could. I thought there were two of these, but I can't find another one. I think this is for the PlayStation 2, but a little fight stick. Top Max is the brand. I've never heard of it. Then there were, just to show you that it's, this is typical of game finds in storage units for me. Every once in a while I'll get lucky and find decent stuff, but for the most part it's nothing really that great. And then even more frequently is this type of a bag, where you get empty cases for various games, or like this Resident Evil 4 just has one disc. So a lot of times you get empty stuff or incomplete stuff, and it kind of sucks. I mean, there's a whole bag full of empty cases that's going to go in my box of empty cases that I have from storage units. Then the last update video I did, I had that copy of Resident Evil 2 that had one of the discs for Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 in it. I went back there and I found Juggernaut, but of course it only had two of the discs in it, discs 2 and 3, but he gave it to me for like 50 cents, so I thought maybe I'll find disc 1 somewhere else, or I don't know. Then I had a great find one day. I got all this. I paid about $40 for it, all total. But, I mean, it was well worth it. First off, complete copy of NBA Jam Tournament Edition for Genesis. Then, bags and bags of Nintendo and Super Nintendo games. They were dated. The price tag was dated the day before I found them, so I don't know if they sat there for a day and I got lucky, or if they put them out at night the previous day, and because I'd gone there real early in the morning and happened to find these. I don't know if they were put out the night before, or maybe priced the night before and then put out that morning, but I haven't even cracked them open since I bought them, but I'll do that right now. Let me sort them out. I'll do the Nintendo games first. Some of these aren't that great, but I think each bag was like $4, so for $4 for 3 Nintendo games, not bad. Jordan vs. Bird, Super Pitfall, Wheel of Fortune, Track and Field, Donkey Kong Classics, Friday the 13th, and then the last bag for Nintendo, Dr. Mario, TMNT, and Mario Duck Hunt. Now for the bag of Super Nintendo games. I have Paperboy 2, Donkey Kong Country 3, Super Tennis, and whoever packaged these up did a fairly clever job of doing it. They didn't package sports games in one, non-sports games in another bag. They kind of mixed them all together, so I pretty much had to buy a lot of these to get the decent games. You know, I had to buy some crappy games to get the decent games, whereas if they would have packaged them differently, I probably would have left like 3 or 4 bags full of sports games. As it is, I did leave one bag that only had 3 sports games in it, so. Zoop, Super Mario Kart, F-Zero, John Madden Football, Mario All-Stars, and Frogger. Have Equinox, Star Fox, and Monopoly. And we have Super Battle Tank War in the Gulf, Super Mario World, and then Battleship. 2 more bags. Indiana Jones Greatest Adventures, another Super Mario World, Yoshi's Island. And then, finally for this bag, Williams Arcade Hits, The Lion King, and finally Shadowrun. Then the very next, was it the next day or the next week? It was the next week. I went back to the same Goodwill, and I found 3 more games. Claymates, which I've never seen out before, so that's why I picked this up. Mario All-Stars plus Mario World. And finally, the best find that I had was Final Fight 3. And I do believe, yes, that was it. I'm going to try to put these up a little more regularly. I'm thinking maybe once a month, if I find anything that month anyways. Sometimes I go a couple months without finding anything. It just depends. But I'm going to try to do these just a little bit more regularly instead of waiting and waiting and waiting until I have a big amount. I'll do little bits at a time. So, thanks for watching.